So, starting off on another journey. Well, time is a factor, so it's off to the road, and hopefully it will be a whole lot of fun. Got a couple of places in mind this time across the country, but I'll let that be a surprise.
Okay, we're on the road again. This is the 2019 trip, and we're starting off, of course, normal place, home, and we're headed out. I'm gonna go across the Finger Lakes. The Finger Lakes are, they look like fingers, and right there. As soon as you kind of get out of the city, you notice there's so much land. Lots of land, lots of open spaces. You really can see large stretches here. And there are things to do, things to explore.
Okay, you can see it. I am at Canandaigua. Obviously there's a lot of construction going on, which is normal because this is a growing area. The main thing is it's, well, just look at it. I mean, you got a small lake. In New York State, these are called the Finger Lakes because they kind of look like fingers, scratch finger marks on a map. So this right here is actually kind of a really nice place to be. I mean, there's, I think the lake freezes over in the winter, but the area around here is just littered with wine. In fact, this is like a huge wine making area, and there's plenty of wine trails to go on if you like it. Now, of course, I like dry reds, so naturally they specialize in sweet whites. So, because that's how it works. But yes, it's a good ride. It's a little cool. I prefer it to be kind of colder rather than warmer because you can always put clothes on. You can only take off so much. And I see people are out boating already. I bet they're fishermen. There's got to be something going on. Oh well, okay. Yep, this is the lake. Mostly now you just have people who are like retired or whatnot, relaxing, and well, it is a weekend, so you got plenty of people out there fishing. They're fishing. I can see that they're fishing. Maybe they have a fishing competition going on. That'd be interesting. I always wondered how that actually works because I think, like how much of fishing is skill versus luck. You just it always makes me wonder. This is Canandaigua, a finger lake. Not very wide. You could probably swim across that. Great place to visit. And right now the trees don't have leaves yet, but they will, and it gets quite scenic. Great place to visit.
Yep. Enjoy all your time kind of going by the lakes. You get to drive all by them. There's Seneca Lake, Canandaigua Lake, Cuca Lake. They all got their own little names.
Okay, so here is another finger lake. We're actually further along, and this is the town of Geneva. As you can see, this is a nice little recreational area. You got the kids playing over there. You got something over there. The whole lake to look at. Fishermen over there. That right there is actually the welcome center for the entire Finger Lakes, apparently. It's actually a nice place. They built it a couple years ago. You can do a tasting. Like they do have a lot of wine tasting there. Personally, not really interested in that right now. So, something. I mean, it's just this whole area. I mean, too often I think people, when they hear New York, just think of the New York City and the metropolitan area. But the Adirondacks and the Finger Lakes and the whole southern tier is just, they're worthwhile to visit. The only caveat I'd say, like, don't move out here. We don't want you. You can visit, but you gotta go home. Talking to you, Californians. All right. That reeks of exercise. Okay. Moment of zen. You know, people do, it does move slower when you're in the country because, you know, you don't feel as much in a rush with, like, everyone around you. So, yeah, it's a good thing. I think you take more time, enjoy things more, because, you know, you don't feel like you're being pressed by, like, people. People.
Stop and enjoy it. You can see all the people out who are being healthier than you, who are riding their bikes or jogging. They're out here in force.
Now, I know people won't know this, but this is actually Seneca Falls. Got a nice little river running through it. The Seneca Fall Mills, I mean, that's obviously abandoned. Nice little walkway to their waterfront. There's a visitor center here. I mean, actually a nice little, joyous little area. People outside exercising. And right around here, there's actually the Women's Rights National History Park. And there's actually a Women's Rights Natural History Museum. For people who don't know, Rochester is actually where Susan B. Anthony lived. Obviously, the woman who pushed for voting rights for women. So there's a lot of history here on that. Frederick Douglass actually lived in Rochester too. Obviously not born there, but, you know, for the history nuts there. So if you ever come to Rochester, you'll notice there's a lot of references to Susan B. Anthony and Frederick Douglass. We actually have bridges named after them. So enjoy it. I do like these little towns. They're so, you know, like they were built in the 20s. Like they were built, and they just, like, they keep that old time feel. I do enjoy it.
One of the things about these quaint little towns is, as you're going through them, they've been kind of fun and nice to kind of like just kind of take on the old brick and how these towns look pretty much the same they did, you know, a couple decades ago. It's kind of a nice little nostalgia trip. Not only that, one of the things you can do around here is actually like just house watch, because there are some houses here that are well, they're pretty old and they're pretty like large and old style. They probably built back in like over a century ago, and they've just kind of been updated. So that can be fun in its own right to check out these houses. I mean, if you're interested in some of those things. It is nice to kind of go through town to kind of look around. You can get off the bike, walk around a little bit if you want. It's all fun. I mean, just to make sure that when you're walking around, you know, you park legally. There's nothing worse than getting a ticket in another part of the world, because they'll give you a court summons and you pretty much have to plead guilty and pay. You're fine.
Here we are at one of those other nameless lakes. Yeah, who knows what it's called. There's a plaque up there, but I'm not going to read it. I don't really care, and I'm going to forget it anyway. Whew, it's nice and cool. I'd say the temperature right now is somewhere in the 50s. This ride is great because, you know, it's so relaxing. So much nature. I mean, you know, getting back to nature. I feel bad for people who are, stuck in an urban environment all the time. I mean, can you imagine living in like New York City your whole life? Ugh. But that'd be city folk for you. A lesser breed. Okay, away we go. You know, there's nothing like stopping at a small town, Dave's Diner, to get some local home food grub. They don't have Coke or Pepsi, and their cola is terrible, but they serve breakfast all day, so they got that going for them. The bikes are out. Off we go.
In the end, after you get by Finger Lakes, it just opens up. The land just opens up. And you can just ride your thoughts to yourself, thinking about whatever you want. Howling over farmland, smelling those farm smells, all that stuff. You just enjoy the ride and just sit back and relax. Eventually, you actually do go up in elevation, and because this is near the Adirondack Mountains, and obviously, we're not that far from winter, so there's snow still on the ground. It was in the high 50s, so that snow's going to be gone pretty soon.
Here I am, kind of up in the Adirondack, so you can see they still got snow. I'm just outside Albany. So calm, just me with my thoughts. You really get to, kind of know yourself. I mean, you do these kind of trips, you really have to actually like yourself, because I can't imagine if you were like, didn't like yourself, what it would be like, because I spend a lot of time thinking. Fun. Whew.
The final place I stopped was Schenectady. Now, the one thing I have to say about Schenectady, I hadn't been to Schenectady in a number of years, and I was pleasantly surprised because I actually remember Schenectady being one more run-down town. I was pleasantly surprised at how nice it looked, and they have a great little waterfront, and it seems to be a little up-and-coming town now. I don't know if that was true back in the day, because my memory could be faulty. But the big thing they have is the Mohawk River and a nice little huge gorge you can kind of look at. Ride with. A lot of scenic riding in this area.